Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to another reaction on this year Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up all the Mystelics family for being a part of this year Vibrations. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in yet again to another Vibrations. And of course, the newcomers are there. Big up all yourself for being a part of this year Vibrations. Of course, if you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, do what? Subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come through. Click subscribe, click the bell, and click all. And of course, you become a part of the Mystelics family. Of course, give your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. This is, of course, where I give my thoughts. And of course, let me know your thoughts as well in the comment box below. Of course, brothers and sisters, don't forget to click the thumbs up button in that regard. Click it, brothers and sisters. Click it, click, clap, click, boom. Brothers, click it, brothers and sisters. I would appreciate that right there. And of course, with that stated, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations for today. Of course, I have to make a mention of something that actually I saw on social media on the merit of individuals who probably are saying that the list that was given was not a deportation list. I actually did a reaction on that. But this is why I posted the question right there, brothers and sisters. A question was asked on the merit of the deportation of individuals, and he wanted to know how much individuals are being are about to be deported in that regard. And of course, this is the question: how many individuals on the non-detained docket, meaning they have not been detained, brothers and sisters, but of course have final orders of removal? In other words, they have to come out. Okay? They come out there, or they be forced to be removed. Please provided data broken down, and of course, based of nationalities, and they have Dominica being a part of that vibration. So it's not necessarily a deportation. Yes, they have the final orders for them to come out here, as indicated in the response. As of November 2024, as of November 24, 2024, there are 1,400,000, you know the point, right? Non-citizens on ICE non-detained docket with final orders. So ICE will be going after these people if they have not been coming from the country yet. They'll be going after them for them to be removed right there. And of course, in Dominica has 104 of them that they are planning to remove right there. Okay, just so you guys clarify and quantify what I'm saying, or qualify, not quantify, qualify what exactly is being stated right there. Yes, this is the final orders. ICE have them on their list. These are the people we're gonna go behind so we can remove them as of November 24, 2024 right there. So I just had to clarify this just in case people are not sure what exactly is going on. This is why I posed the question in the first place, people. And then, brothers and sisters, moving along right there, there was a bit of an incident involving a tourist bus. I think that's the tourist bus right there, and a vehicle. The question I want to know is, did the tourist bus have tourists on it? Yes, it did. So that's it had people on it, brothers and sisters. And obviously the tourist bus ended up in an incident with another vehicle, and you know, it became a whole thing. However, I do have to say, brothers and sisters, nobody got hurt as a result of this, thank God for that. But obviously, you know, when you touch another man's vehicle with your vehicle and the vehicle have issues, you know, problem, brothers and sisters. I have actually touched persons' vehicles before. I'm not dented, it just slightly touch, you know, like pow, just touch. I remember I touched a police vehicle one time. And he came out, inspected everything like that. Everything, nothing really happened. Nothing at all happened. I just, you know, the vehicle just kissed the vehicle. They just kiss. No painting, nothing like that. So situations tend to happen from time to time, brothers and sisters. Especially when there's a numerous vehicles all over the place. I think that's another thing that people need to look at right there. Especially for tight regions like this one. Right there, you tend to see vehicles. I don't mind the vehicles on the side right there, but sometimes you tend to see vehicles parked on the road itself, and in tight spots that can be a bit of a detriment, so to speak. Like I indicated before, I'm not really sure 100% exactly what happened, but things like this do happen, and of course we are quite happy that nobody got hurt or injured as a result of this sentiment right there. However, brothers and sisters, we have some terrible news as a result of what took place on the 26th. But before we get into that, guys, in the Soufriere region, there was an incident where a vehicle went down. It went down in the Soufriere region, brothers and sisters. There was a vehicle that went down there. Nobody got hurt. Well, everybody's alive, I would have to say right there. This is the vehicle that went down in the Soufriere region. As you can clearly see it, upside down, brothers and sisters. You know, sometimes when you on your feet, you just want to go on your back. You know, you get the point. All right, brothers and sisters. Thank God everybody's okay. Thank God for that. It could have been worse. Far worse right there. Talking about far worse, brothers and sisters, as indicated in the title of this video, you notice that we, of course, are going to be talking about the situation involving the plane that came from Martinique. And as a result, I'm going to start from the very beginning in that regard. Unconfirmed reports suggest that a small aircraft may have lost connection with the tower at the Douglas Charles. So all the elevation and the things that happen in the Douglas Charles, it apparently lost a connection as indicated right there. This is a video of the helicopter circulating in an area of La Plaine Délices. Before we get into that video, brothers and sisters, I have to show you this thing right there. So Marigot is all the way on top there. Let me see if I can break the wrong one. Flip it back for me, please. Thank you very much. Switch to the next one. Bring it down. All right, beautiful. So the plane came from Martinique. Martinique is at the bottom of Dominica, so it came up. Whoop! It came up to Marigot region. I'm guessing. Oh, maybe it left. It looks like it left. So most likely it did land, and then it was leaving, and it lost connection for some reason or the other. And let's go back to where the plane is, and it was on its way back to Martinique from my understanding, as you can clearly see right there. And for some reason or the other, it just lost connection. Maybe it was too low, it was too high, but this is where it ended up right there, brothers and sisters. So within the La Plaine region. Now keep in mind, brothers and sisters, Dominica is a very mountainous nation. Yes, it's small, tiny from the sky, but it's mountainous. Don't lose. If you lose, then you're in trouble. Yes, sir. You're in big trouble right there. So obviously the little plane, of course, the plane looked like this right there, from my understanding. And obviously a number of, I think this is a number of search and rescue individuals apparently who came from Martinique region to try to find these individuals, from my understanding right there. However, brothers and sisters, the Martinique news outlet had a number of interesting scoops on this. If you guys can understand, you will get the point right there.
Janvier entre la Dominique et la Martinique. Regardez, on vous explique tout. Un avion Cessna 172 a disparu des radars dimanche après-midi, aux environs de 14 heures, après avoir décollé de l'aéroport de la Dominique en direction de la Martinique. Selon la préfecture, qui a confirmé ce lundi 27 janvier
27th of January,
la disparition de l'engin. Un avion qui appartient à l'école de pilotage ACF de Martinique. Selon nos informations, une virée était organisée avec avions du même type, 5 provenant de la Martinique, 2 autres provenant 172 qui a disparu a décollé.
Yeah, so this is it. Let me zoom in right there. So it was leaving Marigot.
En premier avec.
Was he leaving Marigot?
Avec à son bord 4 ressortissants français, tous des jeunes d'une vingtaine d'années, 3
and then it ended up there.
Garçons et une fille.
It looked like, well, I'm not sure. So the thing is, sometimes, brothers and sisters, I've been hearing that it was disconnected from the towers, but I'm also thinking as well, at what time, they said something about 3 something. I think that's when it something of that region, but it most likely would have been in the daytime to most likely see what was going on. However, you know, sometimes Dominica Mountain can be tricky, and then these people just probably fly right into the mountain. I don't know. Maybe something was going on, but we heard from the understanding that there was a disconnect between the Dominica, the cockpit, no, the Dominica, what do you call that again? The aerial place, brothers and sisters. You know, the aerial office place. Oh, I forget that. That's crazy, bro. With the cockpit pilot, from the cockpit.
Le pilote âgé de 22 ans est, selon le responsable de l'école de pilotage, un pilote chevronné. Il a débuté sa formation en Martinique et l'a terminé dans l'Hexagone après l'obtention de sa licence privée.
Okay, brothers and sisters, we get the whole point right there. However, let me just go into these vibrations. They provided an update. Aviation disappearance. The French civil security helicopter made available to the Dominican authorities to search for the aircraft missing since Sunday. Has just located the wreckage. So apparently this happened, well, yeah. 3 days, most likely on the 26th, this happened. Because Sunday, let me see my calendar. The 26th was Sunday. Yep, so it was Sunday, guys. By the way, today is a lunar lunar unit. Anyways, let's continue. That's not the point. So Sunday, this actually happened. I thought it was on Monday, the 27th. But anyways, we get that vibrations as it comes through. Right, the access is very steep. It is about 3 kilometers west of the village of Plaine. The site was identified with no apparent sign of life near the wreckage. State services in Martinique are ready to send additional reinforcements, which of course we just saw a while ago, in collaboration with the Dominica Authority. One thing when it comes down to the Dominica Authority, I don't want to put them down, but brothers and sisters, let's face the facts. The Dominican Authority, when it comes down to search and rescue, is zero. It's zero. Yeah. Zero. I hate to say it like it is, brothers and sisters, but it is what it is right there. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Nunca. Nothing. There are people from Montreal that come to Dominica and they find people already in Dominica. And the police going about saying they're soliciting help to find people. And I never hear police from... You ever hear that? Maybe I'm wrong in that regard. Have you guys ever heard that any police in Dominica has ever found anybody that went missing? We had a little girl that went missing. No words. I personally think that the police themselves was involved because when they gave the information was counteracting common sense. And they come out and give a completely contradictory information to the main one after the whole incident with the madman. Kian, who obviously, most likely from my understanding, is still on ice today. You know? So there was some sort of cocoa macaque that happened in there when it comes down to this. So when it comes down to search and rescue, brothers and sisters, we have to be mindful of that. Obviously, this situation happened on Sunday, and I think they found them or located them on either Tuesday or Monday. Tuesday or Monday. It could be, I think it's Tuesday. So that is also a very interesting one. Obviously, this is the helicopter that was sent to search the area. And they found there was something in the mountain right there, guys. And these individuals were in their lodge. Now, the question I want to ask, brothers and sisters, based on the time frame that it took for search and rescue to come in and do these things, could there be a possibility that these people could have been alive today? The reason why I'm saying this, brothers and sisters, because it has been indicated that there was some sort of flare. I don't know if that is true or not, but there was some sort of flare light up in the mountains. So could this be a possibility that the individuals themselves or an individual or somebody of that sort was alive and needed to be rescued in a timely manner, and obviously as a result of the Dominica Authority and the lackadaisical attitudes, that could also cause them to not have survived. Maybe they had a few hours to survive, and you know, as a result of the mountainous regions definitely do play a part in that, don't get me wrong, because it's not easy to go through this terrain. But the point that Dominica doesn't have the necessary equipments to handle these things, knowing that we have mountainous regions where things like this can happen. In fact, I lost friends in plane accidents in Dominica. Yes. My payables massive know exactly what I'm talking about right there. I lost two friends. And one of my father's closest friends, I lost them. Family closest friends actually lost these three individuals in a plane crash in Dominica. And you think that maybe for some reason or other they would prepare. It is one thing when I'm looking at Dominica and I'm seeing Dominica as a place where, you know, if you fall sick, my goodness, pray. You have to pray first because medical attention will not get you first, brothers and sisters. You have to pray first. Well, you should always pray first. But you get my point right there. And when it comes down to search and rescue, you would think that, hey, maybe we would have some sort of thing, you know? Just for example, the girl that went missing. You would think that people who have trained, we need dogs or this kind of things there to better, you know, equip the people to search and rescue just in case it happens again. Nothing of that sort happened, brothers and sisters. And then, boom, lo and behold, we had a French girl who went missing on the trail. Up to now, we don't even know if she's found. We don't even know. So we do not prepare. And that is what, not to lambaste anybody, I think. But we need to tell it as it is. We do not prepare for some things that we know would potentially happen, even though we've seen it happen before. It is one thing when you say, okay, you want to be in the preventative measure. You want to be in the preventative measure. Take your fruits, all those kind of things there, so forth. So you know, you wouldn't have to take it after you get sick. Take your fruits to prevent you from getting sick. Dominica need to take the precautionary measures to do things so that things potentially happen, we are prepared for it. No, Dominica doesn't do that. 2, Dominica, it happens, you get sick. You get sick, brothers and sisters. Your family members know you get sick. They know you wasn't eating properly. You wasn't eating your fruits. You wasn't taking your supplements. You wasn't exercising. You wasn't doing things. You get sick and you die. You would say, okay, guys, we need to ensure that we do what we need to do so that this doesn't happen to another family member. No, we continue the same trajectory, the same thing for Dominica. Just like the Penville 5, I was saying about brothers and sisters, but to me, because I knew this for a while, some years had passed after the Penville 5 situation. I was saying, did they at least put a rail? And the people of Vegas would tell me, what rail that? What rail? They didn't even put a rail there. Just in case if somebody, that situation were to happen again. And I name a number of these things, brothers and sisters, because we have been lackadaisical in Dominica. We're not even in the preventative measures, far less to secure that the thing that happened does not happen again, or tragedy that happened doesn't happen again. We still don't have the right set of equipment. We have to be calling for MARTINIQUE to come. Or MARTINIQUE prepare, and we want to claim as if everything going fine and dandy, or ministers of government want to pretend like everything is fine and dandy. And we cannot have the necessary equipment put in place to ensure that certain circumstances, if they were to happen again, that we are better prepared for it. Really? Well, some MARTINIQUE people end up in that circumstance right there. It's very unfortunate that this had to happen to the individuals, but it happened in Dominica. And you can clearly see Dominica is a mountainous region. You know, the terrains can be difficult, but if we had a helicopter, my goodness. If we had proper drones, even drones you could have used, my goodness gracious. Call me. Well, I'm not there, but calls. That other people, I guess they have drone. They're drone working properly. I don't know, but you know, something, you know, to take. I remember when the girl went missing, my drone. Well, I sold. Well, we had to sell that part because we didn't have the other part for it. We could have brought down the thermal camera, and had people coming to Dominica during that time. We could have brought down the thermal camera, but no, the government want to play foolish. They take my drone and they give it back to me, by the way. They give it back to me. But that drone could have been used to help find the little girl. I tell you, Dominica just doesn't think. No. All sorts of circumstances happening. And it doesn't do anything at all. Except the people in power just enriching themselves, and they have the people that's supporting them too. They're getting breadcrumbs and they're supporting. I don't understand all, you know. I don't know. Boy. Anyways. So this is the helicopter from MARTINIQUE going around doing search and what have you, brothers and sisters. They were out there doing search and rescues of sorts. They were just going back and forth in that region. Whoop, 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 whoop. And they left. They left because they found, I'm guessing they probably went for more search and rescue in that regard. And of course, this is where they found the plane in the mountain regions right there. So, before that, right there, brothers and sisters, of course, I think DNO put this out. The joint search and rescue operation took a grim turn today as authorities confirmed the location of the wreckage of a missing aircraft that had 4 passengers on board. So individuals were saying 4 passengers, brothers and sisters, on board the plane. The operation involved French civil security and Dominican authorities, which of course the French civil authorities were doing more than the Dominican authorities. Sorry about that, guys. My hand just hit this thing right there and it turned off. But of course we're back on again. But like I indicated before, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you like it is. I think the French authorities did more than the Dominican authorities are right there. Dominica is not prepared for none. And I'm just thinking of the possibility. I was saying this, you know. For example, when they were saying about if somebody went missing, something happened to somebody, you know, with 24 hours before you can call the authorities. I'm thinking to myself, does that really make sense? 24 hours. Somebody could have been alive and something happened to them. You're saying don't go. The police would not get involved unless 24 hours has passed. I think that should vary on based on the subject matter. If you're out in the sea, actually, this happened to one of my cousins right there. Out in the sea, the person went missing, their phone died and stuff, so forth. Thank God the person is alive today. to tell that tale right there. But if that person was drifting off, they found the person on the drift to Martinique or Guadeloupe, one of the French islands right there, and that's where they found them, stayed there, and then back out. But if something were to be happening to that person right there, who was adrift in sea, I lost 2 family members that way. They went out to sea, and that was it. Up to today, they are nowhere to be seen. Anyways, yeah. So if something were to be happening, somebody go to sea, and then we're not getting in contact with that person, you say we have to wait 24 hours. 24 hours, that person could have been possibly saved. If something was happening to somebody, brothers and sisters, on the merit where they have a chance of survival, they have probably like 8 hours of survival, we say no, let's wait 24 hours to go and search for them. That means we'll be 16 hours late. I think certain things we should change that policy, man, depending on the emergency of the situation when it comes into that. And anyways, the French authorities and Dominica authorities began around 2 p.m. when a helicopter was deployed to assist in search efforts. So that most likely the next day, the 27th. The wreckage was discovered approximately 3 kilometers west of PLAINE in a rugged area that, according to police sources, poses significant challenges for recovery teams. Obviously, you would think that the recovery team would need to climb up the mountain. And that is the terrain right there, that is the terrain right there. Let me zoom out on that so you guys can see. That is the terrain right there. That is a piece of mountain. That is where them people, no, not there. That is where it is right there. Look, the plane right there, and they have to traverse inside there. So the best thing would have been that you would deploy people with from helicopters to go down there on ropes and what have you, brothers and sisters, like it's a James Bond movie. These kind of things that would help, But Dominica doesn't have no resources like that. Martinique was sent to help their people, true. But what about Dominica? My God in heaven, Lord have mercy on us, boy. The reports indicated that 3 human bodies with no apparent sign of life was seen at the crash site, raising concerns about the fate of those on board. The Dominican Rescue Operation Commander has engaged. They said 3 lifeless. So most likely, if that flare was sent, that probably was from a particular individual, because they actually went to the crash site and, of course, recovered 3 human bodies with no apparent sign of life. And then the Dominica Rescue Operations Commander had engaged in discussion with French search and rescue officials to strategize the next step moving forward. In light of findings, the search and rescue operation has been reclassified as a recovery mission. Local authorities say the state services from Martinique are ready to provide additional resources, obviously, because Dominica has no resources, none at all. Well, at least it has human power to at least cut grass. We can cut grass, yes, we can cut grass. Local authorities say that the state services from Martinique are ready to provide additional resources to support the ongoing effort. However, after thorough consultation with local and French authorities, the recovery operation has been suspended until dawn tomorrow, which most likely was the Tuesday, right there, to ensure the safety of the teams involved. The owner of the missing aircraft, which was reported to be in excellent condition, before the disappearance, has expressed deep sorrow over the incident. So the owner actually was not there. Most likely they rented that plane to go on a little excursion, and obviously DNO was the one who made this thing. So you guys can check DNO for more vibrations as it to come. One of the individuals involved in this or on board the plane was this young lovely lady right there. So unfortunate, obviously. The father of this individual told the France Antilles Martinique that she told him, "Daddy, don't worry. Daddy, don't worry." Today, guys, her father is not just worrying, he's weeping. Daddy, don't worry. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, when your family members is about to disembark on a journey, hug them tight. You never know if you will see them again. Never. Might never see them again, brothers and sisters. 2 victims extracted from the area, from the aircraft. And obviously, for those of you who don't know, these are 3 of the individuals right there. There are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and these are the 4 of them right there. Let me make this thing a bit bigger so we can see what's going on right there. So we have the lady in question at the bottom. She's 24 years old, Marceline Mariton. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. Then you have 22-year-old Kylian. And then yeah, the pilot who was flying the plane, from my understanding, Jean. And then another individual who's on board, Marvin, 40-year-old right there. So your set of young folks, 24, 22, 21, and the eldest being 40 in that regard right there. May their souls rest in peace. Hopefully they knew Yeshua before they left this planet, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you, you never know. We go on planes, we go on vehicles, we just go and enjoy life, man. Not realizing that our seconds is counting down, our minutes, our hours, our days, our weeks, our months, our years are counting down. My own might be in the next 5 months, brothers and sisters. Your own might be in the next 3 months. 2, 1. One day. Prepare to meet your maker. Is very important right there. Obviously, I saw this communication and I was not sure what on earth I was reading right there. So I put my phone forward and used it to translate, and it translated everything right in front of my eyes for me. Let me make this thing brighter. And then make it darker so we can read. The prosecution, as indicated right there, of Fort de France, confirms that it has opened a judicial investigation into the flagrants of the leaders of involuntary manslaughter for breach of a duty of care or safety following the disappearance of the tourist aircraft that we see registered right there. This aircraft was scheduled to operate a return route between Dominica and Martinique on Sunday, January 26, 2025. Contacts with the aircraft were lost at around 3:57, 4 p.m. on Sunday. The plane was piloted, or the machine was piloted by Jabednik, the individual that we just saw there. Him. Jabednik, Agathe, I guess that different names. Okay, Papa. But by Jean Benik, that's probably his full name. Right there, by Jean, of course, born July 27, 2022, commander on board, assisted by co-pilot Marvin Belzon, that's the 40-year-old individual right there. And obviously, so the pilot and co-pilot, born 1984, on board were 2 passengers, Kilian and Marceline, right there, brothers and sisters. Those at the bottom of the screen, right there, 22 and 24 years old as well. So, yeah, all natives or pretty much they're from Martinique. Investigations are conducted by the Paris Air Transport Investigation Section, a unit of national competence. National competence. All right. Highly specialized and currently en route for Martinique and by this air brigade, air transport brigade right there. The air strike was located on the island of Dominica in the afternoon, January 27th. That's the Monday. By the Dragon 972 helicopter as part of the rescue operation carried out by the services of the prefecture of services of Martinique in agreement with the Dominica authorities. So they're gonna be doing an investigation to find out, as they should, what exactly happened right there. From our understanding, the aircraft was working perfectly fine before it left. So what happened, brothers and sisters? Jumbie? Is it Jumbie money? What? I don't know. But what are your thoughts on this right there, guys? So I just had to make sure that I get everything for you guys before I posted it. And today I actually got the pictures of them right there. So sympathies goes out to their friends and family, people who are young, full of life, man. Young and full of life, and you know the girl so beautiful. Absolutely stunning woman right there. And she's telling her daddy, Daddy, don't worry. Daddy, don't worry. Don't worry, Daddy, don't worry. That's the last thing the father will remember. Daddy, don't worry. Like I always stated before, brothers and sisters, hopefully they knew Yeshua before they left this life, because if they don't, after death, the judgment. What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Of course, click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come through. Obviously, guys, you see me this. It's much warmer today, man. It is much warmer today. That's the crazy part of it. It is very warm today. I don't know what Mother Earth is doing. It's like you can go and swim in a swimming pool right now. Yesterday was freezing cold. Yes, brothers and sisters. But you know, sometimes Mother Nature is bipolar right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts on this? Leave your comments in the comment box below, guys. Of course, click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that. And of course, if you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come, when I post them up, brothers and sisters. And of course, become a part of the Mystelics family in that regard right there. So, by Mystelics, once again, salute the king, brothers and sisters. Be real. Salute the king always. Be positive.